Pablo Escobar, a name synonymous with cocaine, violence, and power. In the 1980s and early 90s, he ruled the drug world with an iron fist, amassing a fortune through his ruthless Medellin cartel. His influence extended far beyond the cocaine trade, reaching into the highest levels of Colombian society. Escobar's story is a captivating tale of ambition, corruption, and ultimately, destruction. Escobar's life, though short, was filled with more drama and violence than most could fathom. He was a complex figure, capable of both great generosity and shocking brutality. To understand the man behind the myth, we must delve into his past, exploring the events and circumstances that shaped him into the infamous cocaine king. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born on December 1, 1949, in the small town of Rio Negro, Colombia. His family later moved to the nearby city of Envigado, where he spent his formative years. Escobar's upbringing was modest, a stark contrast to the extravagant wealth he would later acquire. His father, V-DStory Escobar, was a farmer, while his mother, Hermilda Gaviria, worked as a schoolteacher. Despite his family's limited means, Escobar displayed an entrepreneurial spirit from a young age. He started his criminal career small, engaging in petty theft and selling contraband cigarettes. His ambition, however, would soon lead him down a much darker path. As a teenager, Escobar's criminal activities escalated. He began stealing cars and tombstones, which he would resell for a profit. It was during this period that he first became involved in the drug trade. Colombia, with its ideal climate and location, was quickly becoming a major hub for cocaine production and trafficking. Escobar saw an opportunity to make real money and quickly rose through the ranks. He was ruthless and ambitious, eliminating rivals and consolidating power. By his early 20s, he had established himself as a major player in the metal and drug scene. Section 4. The Medellin Cartel. In the late 1970s, Escobar joined forces with other powerful traffickers to form the infamous Medellin Cartel. This marked a turning point in Escobar's life and in the global drug trade. The cartel, under Escobar's leadership, quickly gained a stranglehold on the cocaine trade, supplying as much as 80% of the cocaine entering the United States. Escobar's wealth and power grew exponentially during this period. He became a billionaire many times over, with a fortune estimated to be in the tens of billions of dollars. He built himself a lavish estate, Hacienda Napoles, complete with a zoo, an airport, and even its own private army. Section 5. Reign of Terror. Escobar's reign of terror was marked by extreme violence and corruption. He bribed politicians, judges, and police officers, ensuring his continued freedom and the cartel's operations. Those who dared to oppose him were met with swift and brutal retribution. Judges and journalists were assassinated, police stations were bombed, and passenger planes were blown out of the sky. Escobar's violence knew no bounds. He justified his actions by claiming to be a man of the people, fighting against a corrupt government and a system rigged against the poor. He poured money into building schools and hospitals in Medellin's slums, earning him the loyalty of many. However, his reign of terror had a devastating impact on Colombia, plunging the nation into a period of unprecedented violence and instability. Section 6. Downfall and Death. By the late 1980s, the Colombian government, under intense pressure from the United States, began to crack down on the Medellin cartel. Escobar, once seemingly untouchable, found himself increasingly isolated. His empire began to crumble as his closest allies were killed or captured. On December 2, 1993, after a year on the run, Pablo Escobar was killed in a shootout with Colombian authorities in Medellin. He was 44 years old. His death marked the end of an era, but the legacy of his reign of terror continues to cast a long shadow over Colombia.